Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 3 preview between the Detroit Lions and the Washington Redskins. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with Detroit.
So far this season, the Lions have been a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. Now the question in this game is whether or not Reggie Bush is 100% healthy. He adds that explosive element to their rushing attack. Now versus Washington, the big matchup offensively will be the passing game versus the Redskins' much maligned and youthful secondary. On defense, the Lions' third down defense is the catalyst to their defensive success, and they really do a great job of collapsing the pocket and forcing the quarterback to get rid of the football quickly. Now the biggest matchup defensively, in my opinion, will be the defensive tackles of the Lions versus those guards of the Redskins. Stopping what the Redskins want to do running the football all starts with owning the line of scrimmage, especially stopping the guards. Now for the Redskins in this ball game, the focus offensively should be to establish one element of their offensive attack early, whether that's the running game or the passing game. The Skins get in trouble in games early on offense because there's no continuity in their approach. One element builds off another, and that's how your offense becomes successful. Now defensively for the Redskins versus Detroit, what plays into their favor is the fact they have two guys that can get pressure on the quarterback in the Radko and Kerrigan, and a quarterback on defense that can get them in the right play, and that's London Fletcher. And I believe this game can be won for the Redskins within the box. Those linebackers will play a huge role in the outcome of this matchup versus Detroit.
I believe the Detroit Lions can have big plays in the passing game this week versus the Washington Redskins, situationally using Calvin Johnson as a decoy. I'm going to show you how they can make that happen. You see how we have everything lined up? We're going to put Calvin Johnson right here in the middle, and we're going to send him on a decoy route to try to influence this safety and try to get Reggie Bush the football and also try to clear out space for the split in on this side. So what we're going to do here, we're going to have the outside receiver run a 15-yard comeback. Now this is versus cover 3. So with your pre-game studies on your film study, if you see they're situationally going to cover 3, then you can utilize this play. So this is versus cover 3. I want to make that clear. Now you have him running your deep comeback route. You also have Calvin Johnson streaking down the middle of the field, hopefully on the hash mark, so that way it pulls that free safety. He's going to haul tail to try to get over top to get help, and maybe this strong safety buzzes to his flat, or maybe he abandons responsibility and falls underneath this and trails this streak. We have a tight end blocking here. Everyone's blocking. Now what we have on the backside, 15-yard in route. This is important because if he's dropping in his deep third, they're going to have to communicate because this guy is going on the end. So this could be open here. You're creating this window right here for the pass from Matt Stafford. And we also have Reggie Bush check blocking and running the rail. So now you put two people at a bind. You put the cornerback at a bind because will he abandon his coverage 3 responsibilities to get over top or underneath this in route, or will he stay in his zone to get taken out of the play by Reggie Bush on the rail route, thus opening up the in route for Matt Stafford to drill the ball in there over the middle, because we don't know if the free safety is going to haul tail over top or sit underneath like he's supposed to, and hopefully Calvin Johnson does his job. And if worst case scenario, you just hit Calvin Johnson on a streak if it's that open. If this guy sits, boom, there you go. So it's all about spacing with Detroit, and it's also about creating a 2-on-1 go for the safety. They're going to have to make a choice, and either choice they make will be wrong in this situation. It's imperative for the Washington Redskins to start to win defensively, and I think they can create some opportunities versus the Detroit Lions and Matt Stafford and influencing him into making quick and bad decisions. We're going to show you a gumbo blitz, and what the gumbo blitz is, it's similar to a banjo blitz. It's where you have two guys combo covering the tight end to the back to their side, to the strong side, but you also have a weak side contained coverage as well. So if the back goes this way, we have our gumbo blitzer, which would be this guy right here. Our gumbo guy is going to be responsible for him going weak side. Now this is cover 2 man. So the Redskins can get aggressive on the corners, and this is just for instructional purposes. This is not saying this is how the Lions line up in split backs. No, this is just for coverage purposes, more showing defensively what the Redskins can do to get pressure. Not saying that the Lions run split backs. So we have to explain that because a lot of people just don't understand concept. So cover 2, man. You got man underneath, responsible for their half of the field. Now what we're going to do, we're going to give these guys responsibility. You have your outside backer lined in a 9 technique, and his job is to play that 9 technique. If the run comes this way, no run comes his way, he drops back into his banjo coverage. We're going to have the 5 technique crash inside that B gap. We also have the inside backer. We have him crashing the C gap. He's the contained blitzer in case Stafford wants to get outside the pocket. You have someone right there ready for him. Now we're going to be creative with the nose. He plays a zero technique versus the run. No run threat. We're going to drop him back in banjo coverage as well. And here's where we're going to have some action. We're going to have the fire technique crash in on that B gap. And our contained defender is working outside. If no back is coming, he's going to also keep contained outside C gap. So you see how they can box him in, also getting pressure on the interior, forcing Stafford into a quick decision in which maybe a linebacker or a cornerback can make a play on the ball and hopefully get the ball back for that Redskins offense.
Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For Detroit, Stafford's pocket presence will once again be on display. He has to do a better job in the pocket. Don't rush throws. Step into the pocket and fire an accurate pass. And a big battle that has to be won along that offensive line for Detroit is Dominic Raiola versus Barry Cofield. He has to win that battle. Pressure from within will kill the Lions' passing game. And no mental mistakes on defense. No penalties, no false starts, no personal fouls. Nothing like that could get you beat versus a team like Washington. Now for the Redskins in this ball game, obviously you want to bracket Calvin Johnson. You want to take away the security blanket of Matt Stafford, force him to go to other targets. And speaking of those other targets, I look at the linebackers being a key factor in this game. Why? Because the Lions love to utilize the tight ends in the passing game, so they're going to have to communicate across the middle in order to stop what the Lions want to do throwing the football. And Alfred Morris has to get going very early in this ball game. You don't want to make yourself one-dimensional. Find ways to run the football without using the read option, and you can be successful. The X factor for the Lions in this ballgame will be running back Joyke Bell. If Reggie Bush is not 100%, they're going to ask him to do a lot of what Reggie Bush does in the passing game as well as in the running game, so he has to be ready to take on the workload. The X factor in this game for the Redskins will be their safeties. Just like I said for the linebackers, the safeties will play a huge role in the passing game. You have to be in tune with what's going on in the middle of the field. Otherwise, the Lions can hit big plays deep down the field. I like Detroit in this ball game. When you look at the Lions and the Redskins, you see two teams that play a physical brand of defense. However, the Lions are executing better, and that's why they're sitting at 1-1. Really, they could be 2-0 on this season. So I like what I see so far. And offensively, I can trust them moving the football against that Redskins secondary. As they start to get acclimated to what they're doing, they're going to get better. But right now, Detroit is a much better football team offensively, and defensively, they're executing at a higher level. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Lion fan forums and Redskin fan forums for always showing football game plan support.